And so, we will move forward now to the idea of your meditation. All of you, please become very relaxed. Allow yourself to breathe gently, deeply, and easily. Let go of the cares of the day, and whatever accompaniment in light, sound, or music you wish to have, by all means add it in. But allow yourself now to think about the idea of simple resonance, vibration, frequency, in whatever way, shape, or form your imagination chooses to translate that concept. And as you allow yourself to pick a tone, a vibration, a frequency, a feeling that represents a resonance, however you wish to represent it within yourself, keep breathing through it, and allow yourself now to think of and imagine and visualize or feel the idea that that resonant frequency is shifting in a way that represents your passion, your desire to connect in channeling to a being in some other dimension or realm or physical space. Just briefly, you don't have to bring anything through. Just feel that connection as if you were about to make a connection in that way. Just sit with that for a moment and just feel the resonance of the idea of making a connection to some other entity, some other consciousness, in some other reality or distant place, be it extraterrestrial or another human, doesn't matter. And now, allow yourself to feel the difference between that frequency and the frequency of opening up to the idea of remote viewing. Viewing another remote, distant place or some place you consider to be distant and remote, regardless of whether distance may be an illusion or not, which it is. Consider in physical terms the idea of the difference of one location and another, and that you are now excited about remote viewing, picking up on a description of, a definition of another place or another time, doesn't matter which, and feel the difference in the vibrational resonance between the idea of connecting to another entity or connecting to another place, and visualizing what that place may look like. Right now, just go back and forth, breathing through it and feeling the difference between those vibrations. And now allow the vibration to shift to the idea of psychic functioning, being aware of the probabilities in spirit, the potential manifestations that may occur, what might be more probable to occur than any other. Allow yourself to open up to that frequency and feel the difference in the idea of functioning psychically. Knowing, of course, again, that any prediction is an energy prediction of the moment, not really of the future, but of the sensing of the energy that exists now, that may or may not have a high degree of probability of manifesting, depending on what choices people may make. But just feel the difference in the frequency, in the resonance of that idea of functioning psychically in the way you think of it, in the way you imagine it, as opposed to remote viewing, locking into a place or time, as opposed to the idea of channeling, connecting to an entity. And now think of the idea of mediumship, of connecting specifically to the spirits that have passed on, be they people that you knew, or spirit guides that you may not be aware of, or anyone in spirit, in non-physical reality. This is all just about feeling the difference in the frequencies as your imagination shifts, as your focus shifts. And allow yourself to pick up on the idea of connecting to someone in a parallel reality, a parallel version of you that may be an extension of the same oversoul you are. Just feel the difference in the resonance, in the frequency, the flavor, the color, the feeling, whatever comes with it. And just see that you have created a spectrum of vibrations, of frequencies, of energy, of patterns in your consciousness, of resonances as they shift, as they vibrate. And now feel the vibration of connection that you may have with someone, of love, of respect, of joy. Just feel the connection resonance, the vibration of love, and feel the vibration now of all that is, in its unconditional support and unconditional love of the individual identity and reflection that you are of it. And just breathe through all of these different frequencies, this spectrum of resonance. Just like there is a spectrum of color and a spectrum of sound, there is a spectrum of frequency and resonance with regard to the idea of connecting to different concepts, whether it be the idea of channeling, whether it be the idea of mediumship, whether it be just the idea of going through what you call the Akashic records to connect to information that you may desire to know about. Each has its own particular frequency. You are tuning your dial to each of these frequencies. Your consciousness dial, click, 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 click. And as you imagine them, as you feel them, as you think of them, as you have passion about making these connections, feel the difference in frequency so you can get used to the difference and have your own way of recognizing the difference between them. And as you practice this and get used to the way you resonate to these different ideas, these different concepts of connection, you become much more familiar and much more adept at making these connections. So practice this for at least 15 minutes a day if you wish to, and allow yourself to learn the different frequencies that exist within you, the different patterns and harmonics within your own consciousness that can connect you to different things, different experiences, different realms, different locations in time and space, different beings, different levels of consciousness within yourself and throughout the cosmos, different civilizations, and to all that is. Allow yourself to practice this and start to recognize that you have the ability to refine your awareness of these different frequencies, to recognize when it is this, when it is that, when it is the other thing. Don't be too hasty, don't be too hard. Don't worry about whether you can feel the difference completely or not yet. Just breathe through it, it will come. And of course, always, it will be based on your passions, what excites you, what is relevant for you, what your themes of exploration are all about. But just breathe through it and practice feeling the different resonant frequencies of the connections that you have to yourself, to your soul, to your higher mind, to your oversoul, to all that is, to spirit guides, to angels, to other dimensional beings, to the cosmos itself, and explore this realm within you of resonance. It is a dimension unto itself, in a sense. So explore and investigate this realm of resonance within your very being, within your core, and the frequency that is you. Recognize that most of all. The frequency that is you, your core frequency that is a perfect reflection of the vibration of all that is within you. Your true identity, your true self. Your unconditional, absolutely loving self. Flow with it. Breathe in it. Breathe through it. And receive now the vibrational resonance and frequency of our unconditional love, our passion and our pleasure in interacting with each and every one of you. And feel the vibration of contact and what it expands within you. Allow yourself to breathe through it and breathe it in. And welcome home. Our unconditional love to you all, and good day. All right, I'll say good day. This transmission is about resonance, frequencies of energy, and the idea and understanding that it's all about resonance. All experiences are created through the generation of certain frequency patterns in your consciousness that are representative of certain experiences in physical reality. The idea of things like channeling, telepathy or telempathy, mediumship, psychic functioning, remote viewing, the idea of accessing information, whether you refer to it as tapping into the Akashic records or not. All of this operates on the same mechanism of resonance. When you allow yourself to focus on your passion with regard to any of these topics, again, channeling, mediumship, telepathy, information access, psychic functioning, in the way that allows you to start feeling a connection to that energy, your vibrational frequency adjusts and aligns with that concept in a manner to put you in touch with the frequency of that thing, of that concept, of that reality, of that experience, and allows, by alignment, it to flow through you unimpeded, without resistance, aside from whatever belief systems you may have that might get in the way. So the idea is to understand that the mechanism of all of these experiences is the same. It's about the willingness you have to let go of what you think yourself to be and let your frequency dial itself in to what it is you are passionate about experiencing in physical reality. Everything is a frequency pattern of consciousness. And as you tune your dial, yourself, your attention, your focus, your consciousness to these things, with practice, you get better and better at recognizing the specific frequencies, the flavors of them, so to speak, the colors of them, so to speak. And as you begin to recognize them more and more by practicing more frequently, tuning in to those frequencies, those concepts, you will get better at recognizing the specific frequencies that have to do with your interests, your passions, your excitements, and it will come more easily the more you clear yourself out of any belief systems that would prevent you from allowing that vibration to link up with you, to align with you. It will get easier and easier and easier to express these things if they are truly relevant for you. But remember, the idea of your core frequency is attracting already everything you need automatically. The only thing that would prevent those things from manifesting is the belief systems within you, or simply a lack of recognition of the timing that would actually be appropriate for those things to manifest. Letting go of that illusion of control is what will actually allow you to experience more control of these things, more refinement of your ability to tap into different frequencies that will manifest in your life the things that are relevant for you to experience, laid out by synchronicity in perfect timing. So feel the vibrations of your being, and in the upcoming meditation, in this transmission, we will help you practice how to tell the difference between many of these different things and how to start learning how to feel the vibrational resonance and frequency of the things that represent your core vibration, your passion, who you really truly are, and the way that those resonances and frequencies and vibrations express themselves in your physical reality. Resonance is the key. Like tuning forks that vibrate in harmony, that align in that way, you will become your own tuning fork with a flexibility to go up and down the scale of frequencies to access and align with whatever it is at any given moment represents your excitement, your passion, that is most relevant for you. So we will get to that meditation in a little while. Until then, we thank you for allowing us to share this idea with you that we will take further with you later. And in return for the gift you are giving to us, how may we be of service to you this day of your time? You may begin with your dialogues and your questions if you wish.
Hello, Bashar. My name's Chris. and I am speaking with you today from Wales in the United Kingdom. The question I have is a question I've wanted to ask you for at least 5 years, so I'm so happy to finally be getting an answer from you. The question is, what is Kundalini? And I'd like to ask a number of sub-questions as well. How relevant is it? Where does it come from? Do you have it in your civilization? Can humans evolve without it? Why do some people awaken it and some people not, etc.? I'd be so privileged to be able to ask you these questions and answer this question for so many of your listeners as a part of our spiritual journey. Thank you so much.
The idea of Kundalini is simply an alignment of your own energy 100% in that moment, and it typically will shoot up the spinal column when all of the chakra systems in your body are aligned and vibrating in harmony. It's a harmonic resonant response to alignment. Now, not everyone in life has to experience that, but the energy is always there and the potential is always there to align in that way, to feel that surge of energy that is the moment of instant expansion and instant awareness of the fullness of your power, the fullness of your energy, the fullness of your being. It can be something that coincides with a rising of your frequency, the ascension process, so to speak. But again, different people do things in different ways, and not everyone has to experience it as the Kundalini experience you're referring to. There are different ways to experience the alignment of that energy. Good day.
Hello, Bashar. This is Shama from Italy.
All right. Good day.
Thank you for the opportunity to talk to you.
It is our passion and our pleasure.
I am aware that during the night, during my sleep, I have a very rich dream life, and I do inner work, profound inner work, but in the morning, I'm not remembering those dreams. I want to know if the work that we do in sleep is still valid and effective, even if it's forgotten by the morning.
Yes, and in many cases, it is supposed to be forgotten by the morning because you've done the work. Move on. Follow your passion. Apply the energy. It's still there. The knowledge is there, but you have to move forward and act on things that are representative of your passion to see the result of the work that you are doing in dream time. It's not about remembering it, it's about applying it. And that application will make itself evident when you take action in the direction of your passion.
Thank you.
Yes.
I live in a community, and for me, it's a wonderful process of accelerating my spiritual evolution through the constant reflection that others are for me.
Yes.
We have many rituals, we have celebrations, equinoxes, solstices, Day of the Dead, etc. And I'm asking you, in a society, have you already gone beyond living in communities, or is it still a valid way to grow?
Understand again, like anything, it's a permission slip that works for you, so fine for you to use it. From our perspective, on our world, the entire planet is a community. Remember, we're all telepathically connected. We're never out of touch. Yes, there can be smaller units, smaller community units that may coalesce synchronistically for a certain purpose, such as our birthing villages that happen on certain regular timings, where many different births happen simultaneously, and then it is disbanded when those births occur. So the idea is that there are many different things that may allow members of our community to come together for a specific purpose and work together with common interests. But again, it's a fluid thing and a fluctuating thing. Not all of them last for any length of time necessarily. But again, the one that does last is the fact that the community is the planet. The planet is the community. Our entire society is one community.
And do you have rituals and celebration, or those things are obsolete?
We don't really have rituals per se. We do celebrate sometimes, but in a different way than you usually do. Nevertheless, again, remember, we are operating on pure synchronism. When people come together for the purpose of a celebration, it is automatic. And again, it lasts as long as it needs to and then disbands. But again, we don't really have rituals per se, although some individual members may choose to go through certain practices more than once, depending upon what it is they are attempting to do. But we don't consider them to be ritualistic in the same way that you do.
Thank you. One last question. We understand that most of, if not all of the ancient gods and goddesses that came to Earth were extraterrestrial, that came with their own agenda and were seen as god and goddesses by the earthlings of those times. Those ancient gods and goddesses, have they continued to relate to Earth and to be involved with Earth somehow, even though have been forgotten? And is it possible that they are even now preparing for contact with us again, of returning and reconnecting with us? And is it possible that the likes of Horus or Isis or Hathor and Quetzalcoatl are coming back to reconnect with Earthlings?
Some of them, yes. Many of them have moved on. Some of the energy has turned into archetypal versions of your collective consciousness, so you can still relate to them in whatever way you wish to, whether they come back physically or not. So there are many levels, interdimensional levels to this relationship, but some of them may return, some of them have moved on.
Thank you so much. I love you, Bashar.
Our unconditional love to you, Aveo.
Hello, Bashar. This is Carol from Hong Kong. I would like to ask about feeling guilty over someone or an animal's death because of the things that we did or we failed to do. Is there a way to ever overcome this kind of guilt? Because it really stops me from celebrating life and all the good memories that we used to have. Thank you. Bye-bye.
The question would be, did you do it intentionally? Did you learn anything from it? Will you do better next time? The animal already forgives you. So let it go and connect with the animal in spirit in a loving way. Get into the vibration of love and the connection that you may have with the animal, even after death. But if you've learned a lesson from it and will change your behavior to do things differently in your relationship with animals on the planet, then learn the lesson, apply the lesson, and move forward. Remaining in guilt allows you to only perpetuate the negativity that may have occurred in the relationship and doesn't allow you to move forward. The animal wants you to move forward, so by all means respect the animal's wishes for you by having gone on into the spirit level to lure you after it, to make that connection with you so that you can move on and move forward in a more loving way, in a more solid and harmonious relationship with all life on the planet.